1 month till February, keep on holding on. And I know it's short, and I know it's short. 1 month till February, keep on holding on. And I know it's short, and I know it's short. And there's times like these, and there's days like these, and there's times like these, and there's days like it's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short. It's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry this. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry this. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry this. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry this. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry. And there's times like these, and there's days like you could say this is not too far. And there's times like these, and there's days like it's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short. 'Cause you could say this is not too far to carry. It's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short.
Peace, peace, and bliss, sister. Thank you so much for joining us today on Sister Soul Main Radio so that we can get a little bit of insight into your sister. You have come on the scene and made a fantastic, you just came through like, I'm doing this. Let me remove this. How's your day going, sis?
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate being here with you. Thank you.
Yes, gratitude to you, darling, for your wisdom and knowledge that you have been putting out all over TikTok, all over YouTube now, huh? You got on over here. We getting that growing, that thing sped like pew.
Yeah, I know. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. I would have never thought it would take on and take off so fast. So I'm thankful. Give thanks to the ancestors, you know what I'm saying, for blessing me with these platforms so they could continue to, put the work in through me. So I'm doing this for the family, for my ancestors, for my people, definitely.
Yes, sis. I definitely want to just get into, I know you don't have a lot of time, so I definitely want to get right to the juice, baby, and get some information on you. I want them to get insight into MahMah Tea. Let's start with letting them know. I know a few people may not have seen your video that showed who you exactly are, beautiful lady. Oh. And now they're looking like, wait a minute, it looks like the same lady, but she looked a little different. So some people may not have seen it. So let's talk real quick, sis, about your character and where the character came from, what made you get into it. Can you go into that real briefly for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't planned. None of this was planned. It was all by, I guess, divine timing. However, so I was playing around on TikTok, like everyone else does, and I'm scrolling. And then I seen the age filter, and I was like, nah, I'm not messing with that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't even want to look at that. I don't want to see myself like that, right?
Right.
And so, so one day I happened to I said, let me click on it. So I clicked on it, and I was like, wow. And I seen all of my ancestors. I seen my grandmother. I saw my great aunt who raised me. I seen my great grandmother. I just seen them all come through when I saw that image, and I turned it off, right? I was like, whoa, like it kind of shook me. So I was like, yo, this is crazy how this technology can just make you see yourself in a totally different light. Like it can show you what you actually look like in 20, 30, 40 years, right?
Right.
So I got on there one time, and I hit record, and all of a sudden, this ancestor popped out. It just popped out. MahMah Tea just popped out right then and there. And I had another channel on TikTok, SHA BLESS 777, or the Mothership. I called it the Mothership on TikTok. Nobody paid me any attention. I'm pretty much saying the same stuff as MahMah Tea saying. No one's listening to me, right? So I did a little quick little skit with the H filter on. It was about the Anunnakis, right? And it was funny. It was like comedic. So I put it out there, went about my day. I came back. It had thousands of views. And I was like, get out of here. And it kind of rattled me and I deleted it, right? I was like,
no, you got scared of that.
Yeah, I got scared. I was like, yo, what is this? Right. So, and right after that, it was like, I got clear instructions. No, you need to make another channel. It was like, it was clear instructions that was coming to me and everything that I needed to do. And this was all at the end of July. This is the end of July, right after my birthday. And I was like, okay, so I went ahead and did that. But what really triggered it was I was on, like I said, I was scrolling on TikTok, and there was this topic that kept coming up. And it was somebody was doing like I guess it was a live, but they was doing this live every day, and they had the same background, the same people, and it was the question was, are Black people indigenous to the Americas, right? So I would go into the live, and so I'm listening, and everyone who was trying to get on to express their opinion or their viewpoint on why they felt that they were indigenous, the host or the group of hosts, the panel of hosts, was shutting them down, cutting them off, being real belligerent, being very rude to them. And I was like, whoa, this is disrespectful. You wouldn't even let anyone like plead their case on why they feel what they feel. And it was like, if you weren't aligning to what the guest was saying, they would cut you off. So I was like,
value,
right?
Valuing people's opinions.
Yeah. So I said, this is going to be MahMah Tea's first video. And it was called Where the Ship's At. And that was the first video I put on the MahMah Tea channel on TikTok. And I just hit record. She came on out, and I did and at that time, they would only let me do 3 minutes of recording. So I was getting everything that I could get in 3 minutes. And after the 3 minutes, I just put it out there and went about my day. And I came back the next day, and that video went viral. Wow. And I was like,
3 minutes, I did this. Oh man, ancestors in me done lit something up. Go ahead with that flame, girl.
Right. I was like, yo, this shit crazy. I was like, get out of here, right? So I was like, okay. And then I started getting all of these comments. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna just do video responses from the comments. So I did the second video that you see. It's all in like chronological order. I did the second video from a comment, and I responded. And they didn't like my response, and they reported me. So I had did 3 videos, and I got strikes. The first 3 videos, and I was like, "Damn!" So I just got on this channel, and y'all striking me. And I said, "What did I say that was so bad?" I didn't understand. So I appealed it, and then they put it back up. So now I'm sitting back, and I was like, "Okay." And then those 2 went viral, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is really beginning to be something." I said, "I got to let people know who I am, because I don't want to be, even though it says age filter on there, people will not even look at that and really get into who MahMah Tea is." So that's when I
not to interrupt you, sis. That's the same exact thing that happened to me. I wanted to say when I found you, I'm actually very, very new to TikTok myself. I just came on around the time you probably came out, like July, August. And I seen your lives, and I just loved you. I started following you. Next thing you know, I seen your the live that you were doing, and you would say, "Hey, this me." I looked, I said, "Wait a minute, this ain't little sister or something. What's going on?" yes. I just want to mention that was awesome. Go ahead, sister.
Sorry I just wanted to. I was feeling uncomfortable about this, right? Because I'm like, why is this taking off so fast? And I've been on social media, and I've been in this community, and I've been saying these things. I've been on the big mama energy. I call it a great mother. We called it a great mother. We've been on this energy since 99, right? 2000. And when we was saying all of this, we was getting badgered, right? We was getting beaten, clobbered over the head with this information. And I was like, This is so funny. I've been saying this all my life, but now I'm saying it. It's like with this image, and it's being received. So I'm like, okay, I gotta let people know that it's me. And I was struggling over that, and so now the ancestors is channeling very clearly. They're speaking to me loudly, and I can like actually hear them clearly. And one thing that was mentioned was like, everybody lines up to go see Medea.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it's Tyler Perry.
That's right.
Right? Everyone lines up to go see. They were just naming off all of these artists, but that were men, mind you, playing Black women roles and making all this money off of a role of an elder Black woman. And these are actually men. And it was like, at least it's you.
Yes.
This is you. This is us speaking through you. You not making a mockery of us. You're actually honoring us. And
honor
so
what's in you, sis, just to clarify, because these things are in ourselves. So our ancestors are in us. And when you were speaking earlier, thinking, here they came, they just was like, girl, come on, it's time. In that age of Aquarian we're in right now, right? The water bearing age of information and knowledge. So as you tried this before, it wasn't your time. So now the time is now. Go ahead.
Divine timing. Absolutely. It's all about divine timing. Because the age of Aquarius is about truth and it's about light. And it's very funny about Aquarian. Aquarius is the ruler of the 11th house. And the 11th house of astrology rules your grandparents. And so it's so how everything is all coming together with this elder energy, because the traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, and Saturn rules the elderly. So it's the elders' time. It's like really the time of the elders, that wisdom that you bring out, because Aquarius is knowledge, right? We're going from Pisces age of what you believe to what you know in the Aquarian age. And knowledge comes from wisdom. You get your knowledge from the wisdom that you have acquired. So, or the wisdom comes from, or the knowledge comes from the wisdom as well. So bottom line, what I'm trying to say is the frequency that is resonating through this Aquarian age is not just Uranus energy, is Saturn energy. And the elders, it's time for the elders to come forth and speak. It's time for the ancestors to come forth and speak. Although even if they're speaking through us, because we are the ancestors' return.
Yes.
Right? We are that.
They are in us. And now, like you said, so we're in this ether. Us being connected to this ether, says it's phenomenal how, like you said, that information just opens up. And I tell people a lot of times we have to be careful what we're pulling in. We don't want to pull in the wrong things and be, open and having our ear open to these things that will write information on our minds, because it could be impeding in that.
Right. Absolutely. You got to be receptive, and you have to understand where you are right now. And you have to know yourself. This is a time of knowing, right? We have to be in the space of knowing and minding your thoughts, because we're leaving from a water element into an air element, right? And the air is about knowledge. It's about communication. It's about thoughts. So all of these things will be prevalent for the next 2,500 years, because that's how long an age lasts. So this age we're just at the beginning. We're just at the door. We're just we're ushering it in. Like this is a wonderful time.
Warriors, sis.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, we're ushering it all in, and it's an exciting time. A lot of people are moving in a frequency of fear right now, right? They're moving in a energy of of uncertainty, because that Piscean age is closing, right? And Pisces is confusion on the low frequency, on the low end, on the low tail of it. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of chaos. It doesn't, because you look at that fish, they're swimming in two different directions. So it's all of this energy that's chaotic, that's in the airs right now, in the airway. So you got to be steadfast. You got to anchor yourself, and you got to get through this last piece of this storm, so we can really embark upon the other side of this age. Because it's going to happen. It's happening. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know where you are in the frequency and navigate it well, because it can really make you topsy-turvy. You can lose your mind, you know. You can, and
it's overwhelming, sis.
It's overwhelming, right?
Yes.
And you gotta be anchored and just steadfast. You gotta know yourself and know the role that you're playing. You have to make a choice. You know, you're gonna be a part of the fall, or you're gonna be a part of the rise. And it's as simple as that, you know. That's just
right.
Just got to pick your side.
We elevate. Look, we elevate. If we're on that frequency, I try to tell our people a lot of times, like, if you're on that frequency, that elevation of light is immediately going to gravitate to you, because we have the electromagnetism to pull in that ether. We are so attached to everything. So at the same time, sorry about that. So at the same time, we have to make sure that we are grounded. Something you said a minute ago that's very profound. We have to be grounded. Because if not, it's so easy for us to fall on the wayside and get lost in the shuffle, get in a little darkness, and then it's like, damn, I can't see my way out. Where's the light? Where's the light?
Right. You have to be your own light in this darkness, right? If you have to shine your light from within, because without that, you will be engulfed into the madness, right? So if you don't know who you are and you don't go within, that's the majority of the videos I'm talking about with MahMah Tea is about going inside, finding that God in you, resonating on that frequency, charging that light, because you're going to need to use that to navigate through these times, because now you're going to get bombarded, because the powers that be don't want you to realize that this has been about you this whole time. You know, they don't want you to know your power. It's been about you giving it to something else and empowering something or someone else outside of you. So now that you're going in and you realizing that this whole story is about you, now you can walk accordingly. You can now walk in your power.
That's right, sis. Absolutely. I want to touch on that real quick, sis. As you know, I told you my channel is basically about that, literally getting us grounded and founded in our foundation, which is the truth of who we are. You know, everything being about us, everything is us. You know, literally everything that medicine, science, archaeology, everything is about us. It's just so crazy that we're just so awesome, but they try to make us like we're nothing, right? So like you said, we got to know that inside of ourselves, sis. So your journey, let me ask you a bit about your journey when getting information into the indigenous. I understand that you did have your music going to try to put out some of this information. You wanted to, you know, have people be ignited with this information by just listening to the sounds of the music. We'll play some of that on the way out for you guys so you guys can hear. I have one song I want you guys to listen to. So with doing that, sis, is that what started your journey into, hold on, I gotta let these people know my roots, who I am, and I know who we are is so profound. What actually got you there?
So music has been in my family from forever. My mother's side, my family's from the Caribbean, and they came up from St. Thomas. My grandmother and my grandfather, and my grandmother had 7 children, and 4 of them she had in the islands when she came up here. She was a young woman in her 40s, and her brother, and they started coming up one at a time. So my grandmother's brother owned a record label and a Caribbean, a West Indian record label and a record shop on Tremont Avenue in the Bronx, New York. So we was always surrounded by music. And then he started to get into producing and having bands. So there was an artist, a Caribbean artist, Sparrow. He was really influential in his music. So we was always around that. That music was always around it. And the West Indian culture, that in that ancestral culture was really strong with us. And I'm from a matriarchal family. My grandmother was the matriarch of my family. And her mother, my great grandmother, was the matriarch. You know, it's like a line, you know. And then my grandmother's eldest daughter was the matriarch of the line. It's just been a thing that was passed down, like this woman. And it wasn't like, whereas, you know, a lot of men think when we say matriarch that we're trying to be like overlording them. But it's like the spiritual power came from the woman of the family. That's just what it was for us. And so we held that seat You know, we held the seat of the divine feminine. It was strong in our family, and music and culture was something that kept us together. And so when I became a teenager and we used to go to my uncle's record shop, hip hop was being born in the hip hop was being like really big.
Yes,
right,
yes.
right. And so this is the Bronx, right? So this is the Bronx, New York. So it's a culture that was just so thick. And when it first started, it was all about messages, right? It was it was so organic, right? It was so, and that it just, and the music that we use was tribal. You know, I was getting into a little spliff about hip hop. I had did a song called Mama's Boys and Hip Hop, not a song, a video about the roots of hip hop and how a lot of those pioneers was from the Caribbean. And they blew a hissy fit about that. They were like, no, these was Black Americans. And I'm like, you know, the Caribbeans are indigenous too.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people mistake that, don't not understand or understand it, that all of the islands are literally, it's all America.
South America, South America too. We got to stop this division and these borders that divide us and make it seem like we're not the same people. You know what I mean? So, but that's how I got into it, from them, listening to them. I had older cousins that was hanging out in those Bronx River projects, to go into the jams. I was too young. I was like 8, 9 years old, and they would come home and they were like playing the tapes, because they used to record the sessions. They called them jams back in the days, right? They called the jams. And I was fascinated by it, right? And the music that they were playing, these break beats, was so tribal. It just was like, oh my, this is everything. So as I got into it and getting older, and then I lived in Long Island. I grew up as a teenager in Long Island. And so we started rhyming, and now 15 is when I started really writing and learning how to do it. And it was always a message. And so I would always try to talk to lifting up, you know, my people, and just bringing this camaraderie and having us know that we're something more than what they're telling us who we are. So that's been always an integral part of me making music and being creative. The message was always there. It was always a part of me because of my upbringing, my family, and just the community that I was around, like coming up in the Bronx and coming up in Long Island. And then after a while, my family moved to the South in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s. They all moved, a lot of them moved to South Carolina. So, you know, we took that. Right. So we went down there, and we was doing the music, doing the college parties, and it just never stopped. It never stopped. And then I moved to Kansas City in 97. And while I was out there, I had a DJ business. So it's like we never stopped. We was making music. It never stopped. It only stopped recently, about maybe 5, 6 years ago. I think after the last song I did was the Black Woman is God. And boy, when I wrote that, it was like, what are you talking about? Are you out of your mind? Whoo! And now it's so interesting. Honey, I mean, this is 2014, 2013, 2014, 2015.
Right.
And they
wasn't ready.
They wasn't ready. But I find it interesting that these same people who was trying to clobber us is now picking up the slogan, saying it.
That's right. That's how
Very
it happens.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess the ancestors said, well, baby girl, it's time to pick it back up and let's go. It's time to come on back out and do your thing. So
yes, absolutely.
Here we are.
We're doing it. Yes. So your influence was also internally from your family that influenced you into the music scene. Yes. Also having your background and wanting to promote some truth and, you know, just giving clarity as to the foundation of you and who you are that introduced the music. And how did the music go? How long did you try to put your message in your music and, try to put that out there before you said, this is fine. I got some music out here. Now I can go on to this. Like, what was that transition like?
I've been doing music since I was 15. And it's been going on. And there has been a constant. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Wiley, wherever you are. Jeff Wiley he's did the majority of all my music since we were kids. I met him. I was 15 and he was 19. And he's the godfather of my daughter. We've been tight. I went to Kansas City and he called me Classy. He's like, Classy, I got this beat. Every 5 years, he'd be like, I got this beat, Classy, I got this beat.
Better get on it.
He would fly out, we go in the studio and we drop it. And he did the music for Black Woman Is God. He's the one who did the track for it. And I haven't heard from him since.
That, sis. I don't see that on the music that list that you sent me. Did you just send me?
Oh, that's SoundCloud. Yeah, it's actually on I gotta send SoundCloud. That was about 2013, between 2008 2013. But the Black Woman Is God was recent. That is on actually Spotify. You can check that out on Spotify. So so he did a lot of that music, and that was it was always a part of us, like, and also like the different schools of thought. Like I used to be a Christian, I used to be all heavily into that, right? So you were gonna hear a little bit of that in the progression of the music. So as I got more conscious and more elevated in these schools of thought and started doing my own research and finding out who I am and who I was, then all of that would be integrated into the music as well. So you can see my progression from when I first started to where I am now. And it's been an amazing journey because I didn't know where all of this would be going. I didn't know how this would turn out, but it's always been in my heart, in my soul, to do music, to be creative. But this whole MahMah Tea thing, honey.
Listen, you just hit it on the head. You was in my head. I was about to say that's your part of your creativity. I'm an artist myself. I don't do a lot with it now. When I was younger, I did. But I am an artist myself. I love it. And it's so rejuvenating, and like you being able to transition from the music, and then now you're able to bounce into this character to be able to put out your truth, and it's something that's internal within. It's like getting that job, right? That you love to work. You get a job like, damn, I hate this job. I don't want to be in here. And then you find the one that's like, damn, I like this job.
I kind of like it. Yeah, absolutely. That's how it is. It's so, it's okay. I'm gonna share something with you. Remember last winter, it was the Black Girl Follow train. It was this thing going on TikTok, right? It was a big phenomenon going on TikTok I'm trying to get this camera right. I can't. It's kind of weird. I'm doing it on my phone. But anyway, it was this TikTok phenomenon going on, right? Mm-hmm. And it started during the winter solstice of 2023. And there was a lot going on during that solstice. I think the Pope died, or there was a lot going on. Mm-hmm. And there was a phenomenon going on TikTok where Black women were coming together, breaking the algorithm on TikTok. And we're breaking it by doing this thing called the Black Girl Follow train, right? Whereas Black women were going on boats looking for their sisters. And I was like, oh, this means something. This is about to be something. This is something powerful, right? So, and it was like, whoever gets on this boat, you're on a frequency, right? It's like a frequency. And there was a lot of other people was getting upset about it. You can imagine who the others were. So
of course, the haters,
They were getting, honey, it was getting hot about this thing, right? They were like, well, aren't we your sisters too? And and I mean, they was pitching a hizzy. And then but then it started doing this gradual progression where Black women started out on rowboats. Then all of a sudden it graduated to they were on yachts. Wow. Then it graduated to they was on jets looking for their sisters. And it was like,
I love that, sis. I wasn't around, but that sounds very. Did you involve yourself in it?
Yes, ma'am.
You better know. Girl, yes, ma'am.
I had to get on. I said, let me get on this. And I got on a yacht. I was like, y'all know this boat too small. We need a yacht. So I got on this yacht, and I had a friend of mine who's heavy in astrology, who taught me a lot about astrology. And she said something to me really phenomenal. She told me that, she said, you're about to embark upon a period that only happens every 12 years. So don't miss. Her exact words was, if somebody's at home packing, don't miss the plane.
Leave their ass right there.
Leave their ass right there.
How important it is.
That stuck with me, and I thought it was my business because I'm a massage therapist. So I thought it was, my business is about to take off. And she also said, sometimes it's going to be something that you never even thought about doing. And she was right. She was right. So that's what's manifesting right here, right now. 6 to 8 months later, after everybody got on that boat, that plane, things are manifesting from us tapping in to that portal that opened during that winter solstice.
Yes, I just mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. You know what's crazy? A couple of weeks ago, me and my son were having a conversation about this, and he was like, we were talking about, I'm a sky watcher.
That's dope.
Yes. I got so many things. Oh my gosh, we don't want to get into that. But either way, we were talking about some of the things that we'd observed in this one particular timing when there was literally the time. It was literally a time like what you're talking about. It's like the portal's open, so you better either grab it, jump through, do whatever you got to do. You feel me? It's all on your level, okay? So my son was like, Mom, he said, you know what? He said, if people didn't wake up or get it then, he said, it's something about they just aren't getting it. He said they are kind of like locked. It was like either you get it or you don't. It's either they got it or they didn't get it, and they're still stuck in this time. See, they're getting caught in that prism, sis. That prism of false light, of that radium that gives them that fakeness. You feel me? So my son was like, "Yeah, Mom." He was like, if they ain't come through, then he said it's a wrap. You see how we keep talking to people about this, and that, and they still can't get it. They can't grasp it. Since you could put this shit in their hand, in their face 30 times, they still be arguing your ass back.
Right?
They so blind in their mind, baby.
It's horrible because either you're gonna get it or you're not. Right. And that's kind of where it's black or white right now. It's like, damn, if you don't get this shit by now, then you're not supposed to. And we can't beat you over the head to get it. That's exhausting. It's like you got to meet people where they are. Right. And you can't keep begging them and trying to get them. And it's a waste of time because you know what? Maybe everyone's not supposed to get it. Maybe they're supposed to stay in that frequency. Maybe it's a part of their karma to stay in that frequency, right? Because we all got karma to work off. That's what Earth is really about, right? You gotta work off. It's either good karma or not so good karma, or a little bit of both, bit of both. So for you to continue to intervene in someone's life where they're not ready to evolve, now you're creating karma for yourself.
That's right.
Right? You're getting in the way of their path. You know what I'm saying? You're getting in the way of what they're here to work off for themselves. Now you're interfering. And sometimes, everybody we need to save ourselves. We can't save everybody, right? You can't save everybody in this thing. You got to kind of save yourself, and whoever is going to be along will come along. Your tribe is going to be there, right? You just got to trust that. You don't have to look for your tribe. Your tribe finds you. You attract them, right? You attract your people. So that's how I walk and how I have to navigate in these waters right here, because it's like you chasing something you're probably not supposed to catch, because you're not supposed to be chasing anything. Right? What's meant for you is going to come to you easily. If you chasing something, then it's not meant for you, because you're going to wind up, chasing something you can never catch. And then you're going to miss what's meant for you.
Say it again.
Busy. You know what I'm talking about?
Say it again. Listen, you looking over here, sis, and the shit right here in your face, but you can't even see it because you're looking over there. You don't went this way. Girl, talk about it.
Yeah, you too busy chasing in somebody else's business. Too busy minding somebody else's business while your shop is a mess. Your shop is a mess. So, clean up your shop. And so there's a period of it, of cleanup, of detoxing, not just your body, but things and people, places around you that needs to be detoxed, because I had to go through a period of that, at least a year of isolation, of clearing thoughts and clearing karma. and cleaning up karma from lifetimes. You know, you keep because you keep meeting the same people, not the same, you know what I mean? The same energy guys as these people to test you, to see you gonna keep repeating this shit. Like you gonna keep doing this shit. You don't know this by now. Like, okay, we just gonna say the same person to you until you figure this thing out. And once you finally get it, that's when your evolution takes place. Your evolution.
What you just said is what people don't realize a lot of time, because they so busy following shit outside of them and everything that's outside, and they don't understand or know how to go within. So now everything within you knows this, but you're following something else that's going to continue to have you in that space where you can't connect. You like people literally, it's like an addiction or a habit, right? So they're kind of like stuck or stagnant. And like you said earlier, you said, I like the way you put that. I can't exactly think of how you said it, but they're making themselves be in a position of trying to pull a person out or something. Say it's something they need to go through. And it's like, oh, I'm going to save you. I'm going to help you. But now you're helping them to not get what they were supposed to get.
Right.
Because now you want to jump in like you the damn superstar. And here you done alleviated something that should have happened for them to elevate them. Here you done stepped in, you the stumbling block now.
Right.
In the way.
And you got to pay for that.
Say it.
You got to pay for that. And wonder why your life is a mess, right? Wonder why you can't get it right, or wonder why you still in the same position. You can't elevate, right? Because you too busy bodying that you ain't minding your own business, like literally minding your business, like what you are here to take it clear. Because a lot of us don't want to look at our own shit, you know?
That's right.
We feel more comfortable.
You just spoke to me, baby. You literally just spoke to me. I've been going through this on this YouTube. I'm usually in radio. I came to YouTube like 3 years ago, and there's been so many things going on. So at this time, something you said just reminded me. It's like, wow, you're so busy spreading your stuff over here, there, this, that. You can't focus on what you need to do a lot of times and having that plan in order. And I don't even realize I'm my own stumbling block. In doing that, trying to spread myself. Oh, let me go. I want to make sure people hear this. Maybe
they can't do it all.
Who the hell am I?
Right. Like, it's hard. Yeah, I know, right? We can't. We all guilty of that. You know, we can't do it all. You got to do what you're here to do. Like, you really have to hone in and be focused. And sometimes you know, our minds are so cluttered with so much because we're being bombarded with all kind of things, right? That's why you got to sometimes pull away from this world. Like, you got to really pull away from this world. Go in nature, find some solace, some solitude, and really just quiet yourself. And then you'll be able to hear clearly what you need to do. You'll be able to see what you'll be able, you see things for what they are. Because a lot of us we don't see things for what they are. We see them for what we want them to be, right? And so we're fooling ourselves. We're walking in this facade, this illusion. And when, honey, that Saturn come around and burn off all that fog and you got to see the truth, girl, then that shit hit hard. Yeah, it do. It hit hard. It do. Yeah, hard like a mug. You can't help but be faced with your reality, you know. So, but we have to look at that. We have to look at the harsh realities in order for us to just overcome some of our challenges and really muster up the strength to push forward, because you gotta have strength to live on this planet, right? You gotta have some kind of integrity about yourself to push through, because there's a lot of people dropping off. You know, there's a lot of people leaving because they're not gonna be able to take this frequency. So you gotta be real true to yourself. You gotta be true to yourself and true to others. You gotta be real. And you gotta, like, you know how we used to say, keep it real. You gotta keep it real. Like, you really gonna be tested on if you keeping it real, because remember, we're dealing with Saturn energy. Saturn don't play no games. It don't play no games. It's about, oh, you want to be real? Well, let's see how real you is when we pull this rug from underneath your feet. Okay. we gonna see if you got two legs and you've been standing on somebody else's shoulders. Okay, that's right. Once we snatch them from you, let's see what you made out of. You know, and it's like, whoa, this is what life is about, right? I've been standing on stilts, girl. Real shit. Real shit. Yeah.
Sis, listen,
Indeed.
I want to. I know. Oh, I love you and so much. I appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
And listen, I want to ask you a couple more things, real quick. So I'm trying to get everything in before you got to go.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want to revert back a little bit to what you were saying about your grandmothers. Oh, I just love talking about our ancestors, right? They so phenomenal, everything that they've done, just on the essence of shit. I got life right now because of them. You hear that?
Yeah.
So, okay. So you were saying how they were the matriarchs, sis, and it wasn't a question. You know, we knew grandma was the matriarch, great grandma was the matriarch. Here go the matriarchs. Thinking about a lot of the things that we're doing now, sis, and going through, right? I look at how a lot of things are so mixed up. And I think this plays a very, very, very large part in it, sis. I want you to elaborate on what you see on that, because I talk about us, the women being the womb. We are the womb, right? We are kinetically tied to the soil of this land, literally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so ain't not more powerful, like you said. I tell people, please, the goddess, it's okay. You know, they do that, and you accept it because it's kindness. But baby, I'm not a goddess. That's kind of godless. I am a what? Come on now. Okay, come on,
you are the gods.
Listen,
you are the gods.
Okay, listen. So knowing the power and the strength in that, right? All the things that have gone on, sister, the way they got our world so twisted and messed up, continuing even to invading the soil of our lands, right? With the black seed. I call it the black seed because, ours is pure shit. What they talk about. We got that black seed that came and invaded in our literally the soil of our land, and then the soil of the kinetic womb, and literally making changes in this area. So you think a lot of that have to do with the matriarch not actually being in control or having the reign of how things are being done right now? If the matriarch was in control, what do you think about us being able to do something way better than what's been going on with the patriarchal society? Just in a quick thought.
So everyone has a time to reign, right? Mm-hmm. And at the time, the past 2,500 years, like the world's been under a spell, right? Yeah. We've been under a spell, and especially Black women been under the spell the hardest. And she's been betrayed, unfortunately, by her own sons. And they have to make atonement for that. And she has been bowing down to patriarchal gods this whole time. So it's like she's willingly giving away her power. And she's unaware of it. But and she's been disconnected from the soil.
Yes.
And this is why you're finding the chaos and the chaos in the world the way that it's been for the past 2,500 years, is because she don't know who she is. And until she awakens to who she is, this is what we have to go through. But there is a time when the earth shakes. The earth is alive, number one, right? The planet is alive. It has a heartbeat, has a frequency. It has blood, which is the oil. The air is this oxygen. It has the mountains and everything is form of its skeletal system. So it's alive. And when she starts to awaken and shake these fleas that's off of her and reset this bug all over again, best believe she's going to choose her daughters to do so.
That's right.
And so there's always a selected few of her daughters that's awakened and know who they are and keep the matriarchal line, because the divine bloodline is through the woman. It's through her womb, her mitochondrial DNA.
That's right.
She keeps it alive. So there's always going to be that group of women who are born with their eyes open, right? Because it's in your DNA. She knows. There's always those few. We may be far and few in between, but that's all you need. That's all you need to light that spark. So once we begin to connect on that level, like women has to connect, just like when they say women get in the room, like a lot of women live together and they get on their cycles together, like they get in sync. This is what's happening now. Like there's a vibration going across the world of women starting to wake up to their divineness and starting to reconnect back to mother, right?
Yes.
Because they've been disconnected going to this father. It's always been this father that's far out of reach. You can't touch, you can't see, it's in heaven. So you haven't even been looking at what's on earth, which is your planet. You don't even see, you too busy worried about getting to heaven, right? That's how you lost your status. You don't know who you are. But until now you realizing that this, what you standing on is directly linked to you. Directly connected to you. Now you can get your royalty back. You can get your crown back. You can get your status back. You can get your throne back, basically. Right? And that's what it's about. Once you awaken to who you are, it will come to you. You ain't even got to go take it. You don't have to. It's going to be given to you. Right? You just got to be awakened to it. So as to the matriarchal, of course, the patriarch is about, unfortunately, this is not to beat up on y'all, but you have a different frequency than a mother, right? A patriarch is really for himself. He's for self-satisfaction and self-glorifying, right? He's about his kingdom and how he can be honored and revered as God. He don't really give a fuck about you. He don't really care about you like that. He don't care. As long as you are up under him, that's all he worried about. He wants his riches, he wants his gold, and he wants his women. Whereas a woman wants her family. She wants her community, right? She wants to be everything to be nourished so it can grow, it can manifest, she's the manifester, right?
Yes.
You are actually you're supposed to be the one protecting her, protecting her and protecting what she's trying to build from her spiritual power. You making sure no one come and fuck with that. That's really like you the guardian of that. But for some reason, you wanted to sit in her seat. You wanted her throne, and now you overthrew her and you sat in it, and now you don't have that spiritual connection like you think you do. And so now everything has become physical and material and warlike because you're not connected on that frequency.
It's on the sorcerer's frequency that they're operating. They're in that Christ instead of the Christos from inside of them. They don't understand and know how you have to disconnect yourself from all of that. It's so overbearing though, sis. And it's so hard. I feel so sorry for a lot of our people. They keep inducing themselves with all types of things. Like they come in, they got all these toxins in the food, toxins in the water, toxins in the air. Like shit, you can't get away from it. So now we have these things that are coming in, nanoparticles. All these things that incorporate themselves into our body, dehumanizing us, messing with the spirit, that alters the spirit, the mental state.
But here's the thing with people, like I said earlier, the earth is alive, right? So they can do, there was a brother who made a video, I forgot his name, right? Remember they had this big oil spill a few years ago in the Gulf?
Yes.
Right? Where all the oil go that was in the Gulf. See, mama heals herself. They releasing everything in the air. She knows how to absorb all that. They're gonna because not everyone is gonna make this shift. So there's a cleansing. So the energy let me tell you something. God will use the devil to do God's work. And what I mean by that is, you can go ahead and release that shit because I'm gonna get rid of half of y'all anyway. You go ahead and release that. You go ahead and do that because I'm ready to cleanse this anyway. And if I got to use you to do it, so be it.
There you go.
So be it. So be it.
That is so true, sis. We have to even be able to do things to do it. We especially us women, Lord, we are always put in positions to be separated or against each other in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But us women together, we actually have the power to do a lot of those things and help with the healing and coming together. And it's like they don't even want the women to do that because they know how profound that would be. It's just so crazy.
Yeah. That's religion. That's what religion does. Right. But there are a lot of sisters waking up, right? There's a lot.
Yes.
That's why the things are changing. That's why the earth is wobbling, the axis is shaking because all it needs is her certain amount of her children to just be like, wake up. And it's creating a balance. The earth is shaking, and it's shaking a lot of the negative energy off. So it's about what you're focusing on, right? So if we're watching the news all day, right, we're focusing on what they're doing, then that's going to be your reality. But if you know who you are and what you're doing and the frequency you tapping into and what you raising, you can offset that in your reality. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You can offset that. So
Okay.
there's people simultaneously doing marvelous, wonderful things right now, as opposed to what they're doing. True talk, they're running frantic. They scared because they know it's up. It's up.
It's over. It's over. It's over. They look, they're practicing their facade at this point. So they really trying to get it together to make so people don't really bug out. The ones that's really been asleep, these damn zombies.
They pulling out all the stops. They pulling out everything they got. They doing. They unleashing whatever they got. Because it's over with. And they going like a spoiled little brat. You take his toy, it's gonna go out kicking and screaming until mama come with that belt and whip your ass. That's what's coming. That ass whooping is right around the corner. You know, so it's like that's why women in your families, right, be in tune, because your families are gonna be looking to the mother to win the bounce. And you got to trust that. Like, sisters, I'm talking to you right now. You get that vibration, we might need to move. You better move, right? When you get that urge, I don't think I need to be around y'all no more. Stop being around them. You know what I mean? You just whoever you with, if they not vibrating on your frequency, if they're trying to block you and keep you limited or calling you crazy or trying to make you like disbelieve yourself, like second guess yourself, get rid of them. Get rid of them. It's time for you to really hone into your intuition and walk your walk and follow that and trust yourself, trust that gut, and clean yourself up. If you're not too sure, stop eating for a couple of days, like drink water and detox and this and that, because even though they're doing this and that to the food, remember, nature is they're doing things from the original template of nature, right? So there's but so much they can do. Right. Right. So you gotta follow your intuition on what you need to be eating, where you need to buy your food, where you need to do things. Like, stop giving them so much power.
Create your own food and grow your own food.
Right. Stop giving them so much power and walk with your intuition, because that's your light. You're gonna need that to make this shift. You're gonna need to follow that.
What do you think when you say exactly people being cleansed on, oh my gosh, on so many levels of things we could talk about? What do you think about people using like all these different drugs, like people that do a lot of drinking? I know, some people, I have wine here and there, okay, that may be okay. Red wine is definitely good for your blood, so on and so forth. It comes from grapes, depending on what you're using. What do you feel about enhancements? Because I want to ask you about a lady I seen on your live, but let me just get your thoughts on that.
I know you're exactly talking about. So you got follow your intuition, right? Follow your intuition. Some things some people can do, some things others can't do, right? Everyone is not meant to take an enhancement. Everyone is not meant to go outside. Some of people are already naturally enhanced.
That part,
right?
Yeah.
Right? You don't need anything additional. You don't need that. That's like, and anyone who told you that you got to do this in order to be that, stay away from them too. Stay away from them too.
That part,
you know to do something who you are, right? Exactly. You know who you are. You know what you need, right? If you need to just cleanse, that's all you need. Cleanse yourself, and then your ancestors can come through. Your ancestors ain't gonna come sit with you in the dirty house. They're just not gonna do that.
That part,
right? And your body is your temple, right? So like when they say cleanliness is next to godliness, but that's your body. Right? If you're full of toxins, how you gonna think clearly? And then on top of that, you want to take an enhancement? No, like clear yourself out, and then what you need to do.
Yes.
You know what you need to do.
I didn't finish seeing it live. I want to ask you about this because I saw a bit of it, and I didn't really get your reaction or what you thought about it. And like you said, I'm glad you explained that, because you're right. It depends on you. You know what you can do. You know what your levels are. What did you think about the lady though? Like talking, mailing it out, and everybody meeting, and she not being there to help people that may be trying it for the first time. What did she like go into with that? Because I didn't really understand what she was saying.
I'm no longer affiliated with that organization.
Great. Okay, great. I will drop the subject because I
Yeah.
was like, Lord, who's trying to get in on this lady with this da 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 da.
Right.
But that was a lot. I don't want to say anything negative, but thank you, sis. I just wanted to ask about that real quick.
Absolutely.
Great, wonderful.
I'm no longer affiliated with that organization.
Great, babe. So yeah, so when it comes back to it, sis, you have spoke on so many things. Going back to your heresy per se, are you associated or affiliated with a tribe? Has your family said, oh, we have this tribe or that tribe, or
No, officially, no, I haven't. My family, actually, my aunt did some research genealogy, and it seems like everything stopped with us in the Caribbean. We couldn't find anything past, and also some South America. My great grandmother left us little breadcrumbs how she named her children after cities in South America. So I'm thinking that we haven't done an official. Say that again.
Like royalty, sis. Royalty.
We all royal, honey.
Mm-hmm. That's what I be telling them that all the time.
We all royal, but I for me, I have some cousins. We want to work. We're looking into that more. We're starting to look in South America for where our great grandmother was pointing to. She was pointing to South America. I think we came up from South America into the Caribbean, from the Caribbean to North America.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and there are a lot of what they had called the triangular slave trade. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so yes, so that definitely sounds like something that like your record, and then they burn so many of our records and stuff. It's a lot of times it's so hard to get all of the information, because they don't want us to have it, obviously, So we gotta dig deep.
We gotta dig deep, and we have to do a lot of soul searching. A lot of us have to go within, because and we have to remember at those times, the early 1900s, late 1800s, our ancestors were being bombarded, right? And they were being buried with a lot of conditioning, and they spoke in code, right? They did a lot of things in code, like even if you had to name your children a certain name or things like that, that wasn't so against, because at that time there was a lot of colonialism going on, colonizing going on in the Caribbean, right? It was a lot of that going on, and the religious indoctrinations that was going on down there too. You find a lot of Christians in the Caribbean, right? Heavy.
They're the ones that colonized. Let me tell you really quickly, with the colonization, what they did, they would use the something I call the Trinity of nativity on the land, right? They would take a church, a school, and a hospital facility. Taking that facility, they would go to the land, and then now they have a plot of land they need for these facilities, right? Now they can bring the immigrants in, and this is how they start creating these pale natives per se. Because once they had the mission, they actually, there's documents I've done built on the mission, the women's mission. So what they would do is, now they had a facility. This is where they get the reservations from. So they had the reservations, and then they had homesteaders. Homesteaders would come in, and then they would be able to come and go out, marry with the Indian women, and then take over their land, because they had land that was under them. So now they had plantations. So they now are planting nations on plantations, and they're reserving nations on reservations, and then their citizens are sitting us in. In the nation to create these diplomacies of what they wanted to do in their patriarchal system. So, it's a whole plot system on how they did it. And so easily now, that pastor, whoever the pastor was, right? The pastor would be able to be a honorary chief. This is where the like they'll say the $5 Indians, the fake reservation tribes,
right.
Because y'all government members, you're literally members only gangs. You're members that have come in and committed treason against us, the original people of this land, and going with this government. So now they are honorary chiefs, sis. And this is how they created the places. That's why they always have the church there. It's always a church. And you're going to see somewhere a school is in the area. And then there's some type of hospital facility right there. That's how they do it, sis. Wow. All over. They do it in
unbelievable.
Africa, everywhere. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're very sophisticated. And hold on, my dog is go park it.
Give me some attention, lady.
Right. They're very savvy with their system, very savvy. And we really, that's a part two. This sounds like we need to come back and do a part two on this. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to bug you. I know you're busy, sis, but yeah, we definitely need to talk about the other thing as well. And yes, we'll set that up. I know you probably got to go. You spent a lot of time with me, going over a lot of important information. I really love you, your spirit, your insight.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll look forward to. We'll connect and see when the next time is. Says peace, love, and bliss to you, darling. You have an awesome day. Did you have any last words before you get out of here?
Oh man, yeah. Stay true to yourself. Go within and look for MahMah Tea and SHA Bless. We're gonna be going on the road soon. So if you haven't subscribed to me on my channel at MahMah Tea, and be careful of the fake pages that's inboxing you, asking you for $25. I will never inbox you.
Are you serious?
Oh my God. There's people
no, they not.
Yeah, they're inboxing people asking them $25 for a reading. I do not offer readings for $25, and I will never inbox you asking you for anything. Okay. But you can follow me on at MahMah Tea on YouTube, and MahMah Tea and TikTok, MahMahTea. There's no dots, no spaces, no numbers. Be careful, fake pages. And but I thank you for having me on your platform, sister. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I enjoyed my time here with you. And thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you as well, darling, and your time. You have a beautiful day.
You too.
And thank you for coming, sis. And one more thing, you had some shirts. It said, "Hey baby,
hey baby."
Where can they get the shirts?
MahMah Tea. It's on my link tree. It's actually if you go to my YouTube, right? I don't know if it's my YouTube. My name popped up here, SHA Bless. If my YouTube channel is on here, if you can go to my YouTube channel, it's on my link in there. And it'll have a link tree with my it's called Sacred Tea Apparels, and I have all kind of things out there for my people. I got I got tribal stuff, I got MahMah Tea stuff, and I got Dome stuff. It's called Dome Daughters of Mother Earth. I really want sisters to start to connect and really remember this is your planet. You firstborn on this planet. You ain't come from nobody's rib.
That's right.
They came out your womb. All right. So, thank you so much, sis.
Yes,
you have a wonderful day.
You too, babe. Have a great one, and travel safe, whatever you're doing. I'm gonna
I will
get ready to share your page, and I'll drop the link for you guys so you guys can see her where. We'll go from there. Peace, love, and bliss. Have a good day until next time.
Peace. Thank you.
Peace, love, and bliss. All right, guys. I know you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was an awesome build. I got some, insight into the lady. I was so shocked to find who she was, versus the person everyone was, showing her to be per se. Not everyone, her on her page, people sharing her stuff. I'm thinking it's a little old lady, somebody's grandma, she came out with like, hey, this is what it is. It was so cute. But anyway, here's her stuff, guys. I think out of respect, I definitely need to show it because it's some cute stuff. So beautiful. Look at this Soul Tribe. Let's see. I don't want to, can you? Yeah, you can. This one, I like this one. I'm like, hey, baby. This is so cute, y'all. I swear I like it. But this is her page, guys. We're gonna drop it in the link. Let me go down and show a little more of her items. She's got some nice little stuff. She got the little cup. That's so cute. Different little shirts, so on and so forth. I like this Soul Tribe book bag. Soul Tribe shoulder pack. Okay, cute, very cute, very cute. Yeah, look, some little tees, a little jacket. This one, all right, feathers up jacket. My brother Tony got some fire stuff too. I ain't gonna even lie. This remind me of that because he got something I think called with feathers up too, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this one. Look at this one, guys. Isn't this beautiful? I love this. Look at the design on this jacket, guys. Now this is fire. I think I'm gonna order this actually. Not now, but I'm gonna order it. Definitely gonna order that. I need one of them. That's fire. Okay, let me see. She got the hoodies, like, yeah, lots of beautiful stuff on here. This is so cute. Okay, yeah, well, peace, love, and bliss, guys. We're not gonna make this a long one. I want to come back possibly later, if not tomorrow, early morning if I can, to do some building on some information. Y'all know it's always so much stuff. There's a ton of shit I want to give y'all, but I can't do it. Put so much in a day. But yeah, I might try and do something a little later. And if so, I'm trying to see, did I miss anybody? No, I'm going back to the chat. That's way up, I think. Okay. So yeah, everybody that came in, I appreciate you guys coming in. I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did, as I said, because it was a nice build. Run it back, Kevin. You done missed the whole build. It was fire. We had MahMah Tea on. She talked a little bit about herself, her background, so on and so forth. It was actually beautiful. Peace, love to you too, Yazelle. Appreciate your support all the time, bro, as well as everybody else in the chat. You guys are awesome. Tony. Maybe think of Tony. Kevin Lynch, everybody that came through. C. Roberts, all the guys at the bottom here, I see. Yamaha Gold. I go my sister, Empress Vicky. Yes. Sherelle Reed. Everybody came through. Yeah, this chat is full. Hodges, Sasha Me, Big Chief Horn, Donna. Peace, guys. Peace, love, and bliss to my family. You guys are awesome. Like, seriously. I enjoyed the build today. And yeah, I'll try and get back to you guys with something a little later. I got a few things to do. If I ain't too tired, I might try to do something if it ain't too late. And definitely, even maybe I'll do something short like this, maybe like another hour or something, at least with straight getting into the info. But we'll see. Peace, love, and bliss to everybody that came through. And I am out.